Apple doesn't offer a new battery for the iPod?
No, because the battery...
Before Casey Neistat sold his company Beme to CNN for $25 million.
So maybe you've heard the news by now.
Before earning just under 5.9 million subscribers on YouTube with over 1.3 billion video views.
Thank you.
Before winning Best New Media Star at the 2016 GQ Man of the Year Awards.
Owen, did your friends at school see you in the show? And he said, Dad, my friends don't watch TV.
Before going rogue with Nike's Make It Count budget and traveling the world for 10 days. Casey grew up one of 4 children from a lower middle class home out in Connecticut. His childhood was full of misadventures, fights, and trips to the principal's office, and by the time he was in high school, he was a self-described bad boy. Now he moved out of his parents' home, there was a teenage pregnancy, and he was living in a trailer park. These are all stories from Casey's teenage years, and with all that going on, there was no time for him to get a high school diploma. But somewhere along the road, this high school dropout on welfare transformed himself into a filmmaker, tech visionary, millionaire, and one of the top 250 subscribed YouTubers in the world. What's going on, guys? My name is Michael McCrudden, documenting the life and career of Casey Neistat. Prior to fame, here for you on Before They're Famous, and this is an updated version. We're going through some of our old videos and looking at ones that we could have done better, so now we're getting it done. Bigger and badder, but better. We've also done some other YouTuber bios, including FouseyTUBE and Roman Atwood, so be sure to check those out, and in the meantime, let us know in the comments down below who you want me to document next. We still read all the comments. Casey Neistat was born on March 25, 1981 in Gales Ferry, Connecticut. As a young child, Casey's father was a restaurant supply salesman who worked all the time, and his mother wasn't the most involved when it came to parenting. Now this meant that Casey, his brother Dean and Van, and his sister Jordan were unsupervised a lot of the time. And Casey, what did he do with this free time? Well, he usually took it as an opportunity to get into some mischief.
And we'd hang glass jars of mayonnaise off of the bridge, so the jars would smash on the windshield of the train as it drove by.
Okay, maybe not so much mischief, more like straight out vandalism. From a young age, Casey was always getting into trouble at school, fighting with other kids, arguing with teachers, constant detention. The kid was a middle school outlaw. By the time he got to high school, he didn't know where he fit in, so he settled with the bad kids. This troubled lifestyle of fighting, smoking, and drinking didn't help at home. When Casey was 11, his parents announced that they were getting a divorce, and the tension and anger that had been building up for years, well, it finally exploded.
As I get towards kind of the end of this album, there are no pictures of me. This was when I ran away from home.
In 1996, at the age of 15, Casey left his family home and began living with 2 older girls, one of whom was Casey's soon-to-be girlfriend, Robin Harris. After a fight with the other roommate, Casey and Robin decided to head south to Virginia and live with Casey's older brother Van, who was there for college. While living in Virginia, Casey found out he couldn't attend high school because he did not have a legal guardian living in the state. But Casey is a problem solver and a creative one, so instead of going back to Connecticut, apologizing to his mom, and going back to school there, he simply had his brother Van adopt him.
That's a whole nother level.
Despite their efforts, 1 year later, Casey and Robin ended up returning to Connecticut because, well, 16-year-old Casey, he was gonna be a daddy.
Your ego is prego, no doubt about it.
By 1998, Casey was the proud father of his son Owen, living in a trailer park with Robin and working at a seafood restaurant as a dishwasher, making $8 an hour. Times were hard, but the couple saved enough from his job and their welfare checks that in 1999 they could finally take their first vacation.
I'm going to Disney World!
No. Nothing that fancy. They went one state over to visit his brother Van at his new place in Brooklyn.
That is so lame.
Okay, it's not that impressive, but this trip would turn out to be a life-changing experience for Casey. Van had just purchased a piece of equipment so advanced, so sophisticated, that it would change both their career paths forever and create opportunities they never dreamt of. So what is this piece of revolutionary technology? Here we go.
She comes in colors everywhere.
In case you were wondering, they had the blue one. Although it's an outdated relic now, in 1999 the iMac brought video editing into the home. Van and Casey made a movie on the trip, and when he returned home to Connecticut, he spent his tax return and maxed out his only credit card to buy equipment so he could make movies too. Yeah, that's rough. But then again, who am I to judge? I mean, everyone's got to start somewhere. In 2001, Casey and Robin had broken up, allowing him to move to New York City to pursue his filmmaking career. He worked as a bike messenger, putting aside money to visit Owen back in Connecticut 3 days a week. After his 3-month sublet had run out, Casey was couch surfing with a friend who lived in the financial district on September 2nd, 2011. 9 days later, Casey found himself in the middle of mayhem.
That's the World Trade Center right there burning. That's 20-year-old Casey.
After the attacks, Casey's father asked him to come home to Connecticut, but Casey refused to leave. He was committed to making it in New York City. And if you can make it there, well, you can make it anywhere, because it's just so populous. And people are always in a rush.
If I can make it there, I'll make it.
And he did. He ended up getting a job as a studio manager. He and Van were getting filming and editing gigs for weddings and acting reels. And in 2003, once again, an Apple product changed his life. iPod's dirty secret not only established Casey's unique style and an innovative vision, but also went viral in a time before YouTube even existed. Wow, a time before YouTube existed. Where would we get our cat videos? The international success of iPod's dirty secret opened new doors for Casey. In 2004, he was invited to screen his series of shorts called Science Experiments at the Sao Paulo Bienal. Huh, I hope I said that right. With money coming in, Casey's personal life began to benefit. He was able to spend more time with his son Owen, taking trips he would never been able to afford just a few years back. And in 2005, he met his longtime on-again, off-again girlfriend, but now wife and the mother to his child, Candace Poole. The two are quite happy now with their young daughter Francine, but when a relationship starts with getting married after 1 month of dating, while wearing bathing suits and then getting that marriage annulled 1 month after, well, you know you're in for a bumpy ride.
Saying that, like, maybe I should be with somebody somewhere in the middle, someone who cares about me enough to say, I can't imagine my life without you in it.
In 2006, Casey and Van were hired by producer Tom Scott to make some videos for his local TV channel. He ended up liking their work so much that he offered to bankroll a project for 1 year, with Casey and Van having creative control. The brothers chose to document stories from their own lives and ended up with 8 half-hour episodes, which became the Neistat Brothers. In 2010, Casey, Van, and Tom sold the show to HBO for $2 million. Although Casey had made a name for himself in the traditional world of entertainment, he was ready for something different, and so on February 17, 2010, posted the first video to his YouTube channel.
The Emergency Brake, a constructive analysis.
The Emergency Brake short may not have been an overnight sensation, but 1 year later in 2011, Casey posted a video that would once again bring him viral fame.
So I got a ticket for not riding in the bike lane, but often there are obstructions that keep you from properly riding in the bike lane.
Bike Lanes was a hit and to this day remains one of Casey's top 5 most watched videos on his channel. From 2011 onwards, he has made an impression as a YouTuber and visionary with his bold style and outside-the-box ideas.
Then it breaks off. It feels so real, so permanent.
Now recently, Casey has sold his company to CNN, another company known as Beme, and he said he has new ventures on the horizon. If we were to get into that, that would be an after they're famous video. As for now, well, you know the story because this is before they're famous. My name is Michael McCretton and we're doing all sorts of celebrity bios on this channel. We do a lot of YouTubers, we also do actors, singers, rappers. There's 2 in front of you right now. Click on one of those and let me know, as always, in the comments down below who you want me to document next. and I did a much better job on this one than the last one because I didn't even say Casey's name right. Neistat.